Boom! Hi, Hamza here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you 7 things you need to build your own website without writing a single line of code. Let's dive straight in. Okay, so I've been always getting this question from friends wanting to know how much is needed to actually build your own website, how much knowledge you should have. Should you have coding skills or writing software or some kind of knowledge in writing code, or do you have to have a very big budget to build your own website? Or questions like, how long does it take actually to build your own website? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the things you actually need to build your own website. And I just came out with a list of only 7 of those. The very number one you need is an email address. The second, you need a domain name. The third, you need a hosting platform. The fourth, you need a website building software. Fifth, you need a website template or a theme. The sixth one, you need content. And the very last, you need a logo. So, the very first one, an email address. This can be your personal email address, your email address where you always write to your friends, your colleagues, or an email address that is only for business-related activities. Well, after having the email address, second, you'll need a domain name. A domain name is basically a name that people will use to access your website. It is that name. You can let it be if your business is going to be selling probably used microphones. You can say used microphones in kampala.com, or it can be depending on your business, it can be through your name. Like my name is Hamza Kwehanga, and I can open up I can register a domain name in the name of hamzakwehangana.com. So it's basically a name people will use to access your business, your brand, your website. I use Namecheap and Bluehost in registering domains, and also the prices for the domains differ from one domain registrar to another, but there are of course free domains. There are also domains that are actually going up to over $50 per year, and so it will depend. But normally .coms, very common extensions like .com, .net, .org, they range between $8 to $15 depending on the company where you get it. That is per year. Number 3 is about the hosting. Well, hosting is the space where your website files will be hosted, will be saved on the internet, that whoever, anyone else in the world wants to access that website, they easily access those files so that people can always have access to your website. And hosting also varies from one place to another. Some hosts can actually offer you a free hosting platform. Others can offer you like between $1 to $3 per month, to $5 per month, to $15 per month, depending on the space, depending on your requirements, on the traffic and stuff like that. Traffic, I mean in terms of bandwidth, how much visitors you'll be having on a monthly basis. Also, your hosting company can be also a domain registrar. Though sometimes, or actually the most times, I don't advise people to register their domains from the same company and host their files in the same company. 3 most important things I consider before choosing a host. 1 is security, your bandwidth, the traffic you're receiving, and if this host is able to accommodate that traffic. And the very last and most important one is the support. If your host can't support you in times when your website is down, when it's inaccessible, or when you have files that are failing to do something, or if it's compromised, then you'll have a very terrible experience. Number 5 is the website building software. There are so many website building softwares out there, and that can help you to build your website even without writing a single line of code. But in this video, I'll base on one software which is actually the leading today, that is powering over 32% of websites on the internet, and this is none other than WordPress. WordPress is a content management system that you can use to build websites without writing a single line of code. WordPress is free for use and it's open source, so you can download the software from wordpress.org and put it on your computer and do any modifications you want, do any changes you want. To build a website with WordPress, you need three things. You need a theme. After installing WordPress itself, you need a theme and a couple of plugins. So a theme is basically a skeleton of how your website will look like, or it gives you an impression of how your website will look like. And then when you bring in the theme, when you bring in the plugins extend the functionality of that theme. So these plugins can be from security plugins, can be to contact plugins, form plugins, they can be to page building plugins. And there are many themes out there, both free and premium. There are also free and premium plugins. You can get free themes from the WordPress repository. You can also get free plugins from the WordPress repository. And you can literally do anything with any of that software. On top of this website template, or call it a theme, you can add other plugins, for example, like page builder plugins that can help you to enhance or to better the way your website is going to look like by changing a number of things, easily by clicking and dragging elements here and there. You can configure how your website will function like, how it will look like, how it will work like. So I'll also put a link for that in the description below so that you can always check it out and see how you can have it work. The second last is content. Like, how can you design a website without content? I mean, you're actually putting up a website so that content is there. So you put up some kind of content. Content varies from pictures, images, audio, infographics, a lot. So that's all content. So you should have content put aside so that when you're going to launch your website or after designing your website, the design process includes getting your content to be incorporated in the website layout, different pages or different elements on your website. And the very last one is a logo. Well, logo. Say the logo? Yeah, a logo. A logo is a simplistic representation of your brand out there. If you say Google, like, I imagine the G and the zeros somewhere, or and the O's somewhere. If you say Jumia, I imagine the shopping cart somewhere. I imagine the font, I mean, when you say Amazon, when you say MTN, so all these are companies, really, really big companies, but they are represented by the smallest graphic or icon. That when someone sees it somewhere, they automatically imagine, they remember about this brand. So you can come up with a logo, you can sketch up a logo, you can do something in Paint or Microsoft Word or Adobe Illustrator, or you can hire a professional to make you a logo. And I always advise that you come up with a logo because people easily remember a logo compared to the name of your company and the logo and the colors. So it's something that really adds up back to you and your brand and your identity. So guys, with that mentioned, I hope this thing has brought you value. I hope I mentioned a few things that you are really interested in, or if I also hope that the list, of course the list is endless. You can also add a number of things even when you start up your website building journey. So I would like to know the things I've missed out on this list that you think should have been on this list. So you guys, catch you in the comment box below. Be sure to subscribe. Have a good time.